advantages. Others point to the urgent global headline that forced rapid scaling of offshore delivery models, but it is illustrative. The underlying reasons that motivated those first projects were simply fixing someone else's problem. The long-term explosion in India's services exports and its role in shaping global digital trade wasn't the explicit goal. Somewhere along the way, it took on a life of its own. To this day, India's services exports have grown from just about 5 billion in 1991 to close to 400 billion in 2025, a remarkable 14.5% compounded annual growth rate. Now, I'll repeat that number again so that it sticks with you. A remarkable 14.5% compounded annual growth rate. Services now make up close to 50% of India's total exports, the strongest in the BRICS bloc. Services also account for 55% of India's GDP, and manufacturing itself has undergone servification, which means software, design, data analytics, cloud platforms, digital twins now add more value than the physical products itself in cars, smartphones, farm equipment, and pharmaceuticals. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the power of path dependence. And the same power is exactly why services must become the central heartbeat of BRICS economic cooperation under India's presidency. India, as you know, is the president of BRICS for this year. Allow me to make 3 points. First, India has already shown the world what services-led growth truly looks like. From those early Y2K coders to today's AI-powered fintech, digital public infrastructure, and creative content industries, our services sector has transformed lives at scale. Rural entrepreneurs and women-led micro-businesses across India now deliver high-value digital services, content creation, virtual assistants, online tutoring, graphic design, and data analytics directly to global clients using nothing more than a smartphone and reliable connectivity. These are sustainable, scalable livelihoods that create dignity and opportunity without requiring heavy capital investment. When manufacturing gets certified, even a traditional factory floor becomes a high-value exporter because the embedded software, predictive maintenance, and after-sales digital services command premium pricing and recurring revenue. Second, intra-BRICS services trade is already building momentum and it is ready to explode. India already exports about $30 billion in services to fellow BRICS countries, software and IT solutions, education, skill development programs, healthcare, and creative digital content. The flows are substantial and growing. Across the broader BRICS bloc, total services exports in the world reached 1.24 trillion last year, with India holding a strong position. These services trade numbers can expand faster than merchandise trade within the bloc. Language, culture, and deep people-to-people connectivity give us a natural, unbeatable edge that no other economic grouping possesses. Also, we must leverage India's successes in digital public infrastructure. From digital payments to identity systems, India has built scalable, inclusive platforms that can be adopted and deployed across BRICS nations. Third, services offers the fastest and most inclusive route to MSME internationalization. Globally, MSMEs face a staggering $5.7 trillion finance gap, but services cut through the barriers overnight by removing borders through digitally delivered services. That way, incomes multiply, families are supported, skills are upgraded, and entire communities participate in global value chains without ever leaving their villages or cities. Small firms don't just survive in this model, they lead. When we scale digitally delivered services across BRICS, we create millions of stories of empowerment and growth. So here is one clear message that I want every one of you to carry out of this room today. Let's make services the new bridge of BRICS prosperity. Governments can set the enabling principles and frameworks, but you, the businesses, innovators, and the leaders in this room are the ones who must cross that bridge every single day. Localize your offerings, form deep ecosystem partnerships, innovate relentlessly, turn the same path dependence that lifted India from a Y2K fixer to global services powerhouse into a shared, unstoppable BRICS advantage. When we push intra-BRICS services trade harder, with courage, with collaboration, with trust, we don't just expand economies, we expand human potential. Entrepreneurs who wake up every morning knowing the entire BRICS market and beyond is theirs to serve and to grow with. India's BRICS presidency is a historic moment. Expanding services among BRICS member states is the future path. So allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to quote Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi. When every government and every citizen of this country walk together, we can challenge every challenge. This is our identity and this is our strength. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohit, for outlining and statistically supporting how India is approaching global trade and bilateral engagement with clarity and direction. Your insights reflected the kind of policy thinking that supports steady, structured growth with focus on service-led growth, intra-BRICS services, and creating an inclusive ecosystem for MSME, where partnerships are shaped with intent and where technology is integrated as a part of a larger economic approach. Thank you so much for your time, sir. And ladies and gentlemen, we will get started with the most awaited panel discussion. Just allow the housekeeping team a minute to set up the stage. We appreciate your patience.
भी करो, डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग, ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव।
And stage for this discussion today. Lovely to hear from you. Very crisp, short, but very focused, and very intrigued by what you said. That services is the mantra that's driving the trade between the BRICS countries, and India and other countries are taking the lead. May I first welcome? We have some prepared remarks, so I'd first like His Excellency, the Ambassador of Cuba, to make his remarks. It's your choice, sir. You can make it from there or here. Please, most welcome.
very good morning to all of you. Namaste. I would like to start by thanking the Electronics and Computer Software Export Promotion Council for inviting us to this panel to participate also in this 26th edition of IndiaSoft 2026. Also, I would like to also appreciate the introductory remarks of Mr. Mohit Yadav, Joint Secretary of the Department of Commerce. Well, it is a very important panel in our opinion. We are going to discuss today about the test for tomorrow, bringing BRICS business growth and innovation. And I would like to start by bringing the main ideas that was raised during the final Rio Declaration last year. You know that the 7th BRICS Summit took place in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, on the month of July. And during the declaration was an emphasis of the necessity to build and to promote an open, secure, stable, accessible, and peaceful information and communication technology environment in order to achieve all our goals. Because as you know, the ICT has a transversal impact in all the society, in all the vertical that has been identified by BRICS to enhance the collaboration between member states, partner states, in science, business, e-commerce, digital payment, infrastructure, education, healthcare system, food security, for sustainable development and inclusive growth. We can assume that it's granted for all, but it is not. And I think this panel offers us the possibility also to discuss what is the challenge that we are facing in order to make the ICT affordable and suitable for all the countries in order to reach our goals. I remember also that the Prime Minister of India, Sri Narendra Modi ji, also during the last BRICS Summit, he highlighted that the necessity to unlock the power of artificial intelligence and also the need to a more responsible and inclusive use of artificial intelligence, and also underline the BRICS must lead this process. So I see the Indian temporary presidency of BRICS offered also the possibility to achieve the goals if we can have, in a very encouraged way, to discuss in a very deeply manner what we are facing today, what are the challenges that we are facing today, how can we together can build a more sustainable growth and development to all our countries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Excellency. We also have prepared remarks by Mr. Sedula Mamabolo. He's the Councillor Political from the South African High Commission. Mr. Mamabolo.
Good morning, Excellencies, the Ambassador of Cuba on the dais, Mr. Gupta. Thank you very much for inviting us to this very important engagement. It is indeed a great pleasure to join you today for this important discussion on the tech for tomorrow, driving BRICS growth and innovation. I would like to sincerely thank the organizers for convening this important dialogue at the moment that technology change is not only accelerating but also reshaping the very foundation of our economies and societies. What makes this moment particularly significant is that we are no longer just discussing access to technology, but increasingly influence over how technology is designed, governed, and shared. It is in this context, therefore, that platforms such as BRICS take on added importance. They offer us an opportunity not only to collaborate on innovation, but also to contribute to shaping a more balanced and inclusive global technological landscape. From South African perspective, and more broadly from the African continent, this conversation is especially meaningful. We see technology not only as a driver of growth, but as an enabler of opportunities, particularly for emerging economies and younger populations seeking to actively participate in the digital future. It is in this spirit that I look forward to sharing a few reflections on how BRICS cooperation can continue to evolve in a way that is both forward-looking and broadly inclusive. As we reflect on the role of BRICS in today's rapidly evolving technological landscape, it is evident that this partnership is entering a new and more dynamic phase. In its earlier years, BRICS cooperation was largely centered on strengthening economic ties, facilitating trade and enhancing sectoral collaboration. Today, however, the nature of our engagement is evolving. We are no longer only participants in the global technological shift, we are increasingly becoming the contributors to how that shift is shaped. This brings us to an important transition from cooperation to co-creation. Co-creation implies something deeper than collaboration. It reflects a process where countries not only exchange ideas, but work closely together to design, to develop and implement solutions that are relevant across different contexts. This is particularly important in a field of technology where one-size-fits-all approaches are often fall short. What makes BRICS especially well-positioned in this regard is the diversity within the grouping. Our countries bring different levels of technological advancement, distinct policy approach, and varied socio-economic realities. Rather than viewing this diversity as a challenge, it can be seen as a source of strength. It allows us to test, adapt, and refine solutions in ways that are more responsive to real-world conditions, whether in large urban centers or in underserved communities. In this sense, BRICS can serve as a platform for not only for innovation, but for context-sensitive innovation that is practical, scalable, and inclusive. At the same time, there is an opportunity to deepen engagement beyond government-to-government interaction. Greater collaboration among research institutions, startup ecosystem, and private sector actors can further strengthen our collective capacity to innovate. By encouraging these multi-level partnerships, we can create a more interconnected and resilient innovation ecosystem across BRICS countries. Ultimately, the value of BRICS lies not only in what each country can achieve individually, but in what we can build together. And in this evolving landscape, co-creation offers a pathway towards more balanced, inclusive, and sustainable technological progress. From the South African perspective, building on this idea of co-creation, it is useful to reflect on our evolving approach to technology and innovation and how it contributes to broader BRICS engagement. South Africa's digital transformation is closely linked to its wider development priorities, particularly economic diversification, job creation, and social inclusion. In recent years, the country has seen steady progress in key areas such as financial technology, where digital payments and mobile-based services have expanded access to financial systems for a wider segment of the population. At the same time, there is a growing engagement with data-driven technologies, including artificial intelligence, particularly in sectors such as healthcare and public service delivery, where efficiency and accessibility are critical. The expansion of digital platforms and e-commerce has also created new opportunities for small business and entrepreneurs, enabling them to participate more actively in digital economy. Alongside these developments, there has been increasing attention to strengthening digital infrastructure and building a skilled workforce capable of supporting a rapidly evolving technological landscape. Importantly, what is doing South Africa's approach is the emphasis on ensuring that technological progress remains closely aligned with broader social and economic priorities. This includes continued focus on expanding access, strengthening digital skills, particularly among young, and supporting technologically driven small and medium enterprises. This commitment is not new. It was also reflected during South Africa's BRICS chairmanship in 2018, which emphasized collaboration for inclusive growth in the context of the Fourth Industrial Revolution. Ladies and gentlemen, in addition, South Africa's progress in the digital space carries significance beyond national context. As one of the more advanced and connected economies on the African continent, South Africa plays an enabling role, contributing to regional innovation, supporting knowledge exchange, and helping to strengthen digital linkages across the borders. In this way, advancements within South Africa can have a broader multiplier effect, supporting technological development and collaboration across the region. Within the BRICS framework, this positioning adds value, allowing South Africa to contribute not only in national experience, but also its perspective as a connector between regional and global innovation ecosystem. Ultimately, South Africa's journey highlights new technology, when approached thoughtfully, can serve as an enabler of both national progress and wider regional development. As we look ahead, the question is not only how to collaborate, but how to shape the next phase of technological cooperation within BRICS. In this regard, allow me to highlight a few areas that could further strengthen our collective efforts. Firstly, there's a need to continue advancing innovation that is grounded in real-world context. While technological progress is often driven by cutting-edge developments, its true impact lies in how effectively it responds to everyday challenges facing our people. Encouraging solutions that are adaptable, accessible, and locally relevant will be key to ensuring long-term sustainability. Secondly, as our digital ecosystem expands, building trust and confidence become increasingly important. This includes fostering secure and reliable digital environment where individuals and institutions can engage with technology with assurance. Strengthening cooperation in areas such as data governance, cybersecurity can contribute to this objective while supporting innovation. Thirdly, continued emphasis on human capital development will remain essential. Technology evolves rapidly, but its success ultimately depends on people, their skill and their adaptability, and their ability to innovate. Investing in education, digital skills, and knowledge exchange across BRICS can help ensure that our societies are well prepared for the opportunities ahead. Finally, there is a significant value in promoting stronger linkages across different sectors and stakeholders. Collaboration between government, private sectors, actors, academic institutions, and startup communities can create a more dynamic and resilient innovation ecosystem. By fostering this connection, we can accelerate development and scaling of solutions that benefit all our regions. Taken together, these efforts can help ensure that technological cooperation within BRICS continue to evolve in a way that is not only innovative, but also inclusive, practical, and future-oriented. As we bring this reflection together, it is also worth recognizing that the conversation around technology is gradually shifting from one possibility to one of impossibility. In earlier phases, the focus was largely on what technology could achieve, its speed, its scale, and its transformative potential. Today, however, there is a growing emphasis on how technology is shaped, how it is applied, and how its benefits are distributed. This shift introduces an important dimension to our discussions. The need to ensure that technological progress remain aligned with broader societal goals. In this context, collaboration within BRICS can play a valuable role in encouraging approaches that are not innovative, but also thoughtful and balanced. This includes being mindful and long-term impacts, ensuring that systems remain accessible and inclusive, and maintaining a focus on outcomes that improve everyday life. It also highlights the importance of continued dialogue, creating space where experiences can be shared, a perspective can be exchanged and approaches can be refined over time. In many ways, the strength of partners such as BRICS lies not only on the initiatives they produce, but in the ability to foster ongoing learning and collective reflection. As I conclude, today's discussion highlights not only the opportunity that lies ahead, but also the importance of how we choose to move forward. As we have reflected, the future of technology within BRICS is not just about advancing innovation, but also strengthening partnerships, encouraging cooperation, and ensuring that progress remains inclusive and widely shared. From our perspective as a country, this approach is particularly significant. We see technology as a means to drive not only economic growth, but also social progress, creating opportunities, expanding access, and supporting more equitable development. At the same time, we recognize that our national efforts are closely connected to broader regional and global dynamics. I thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Mamabolo. We're running a little short of time, and we'd like to keep things on time. So let me first introduce Sushil Sharma. He not only runs Marwari Catalyst, but he is also the head of the startup committee of the BRICS Chamber of Commerce and Industry in India. Sushil, you've traveled around and you've seen what's going on in the BRICS context in the countries. And being the Chamber of Commerce in India, what is happening today in the context of what's going on in the world?
So I will rather focus more on the BRICS side. So I've traveled, last quarter I traveled Russia, China, Brazil, Abu Dhabi and Dubai as a delegation from BRICS CCI, and also taken a delegation from India. What I believe is that the Indian entrepreneurship or Indian industry has a very, very strong positioning as on today. Everyone globally is trying to associate directly or indirectly with our industry from the angle of technology, from the angle of from the angle of innovation, because our minds are known for technology as well as for innovation. So my statement, as we said, is a limited time, is that we are at a right position. The only thing is we have to start exploring BRICS very, very optimistically and aggressively, because that's what is something which I recommend and suggest to all my colleague, my fellow industrialists in the hall, that we have to be more louder and we have to take this as a first priority to initiate the businesses.
Well, thank you, Sushil. First of all, there's a lot of people who've joined us today a little late, but I would like to recognize the presence amongst us of Mr. Veer Sagar. He is the chairman of ESC. Mr. Sagar, thank you for joining us. And he's a veteran of the digital world. Of course, he wears many hats. One thing that's resounded from the comments that I've heard from Mr. Yadav, Excellency, Mr. Mamabolo, and you, is that BRICS, certainly a lot of people have questions. We also have amongst us our Chamber of Commerce, which we are taking the next session, the diaspora that has traveled from around the world and is very eager to participate with India in the next phase of digital transformation. And it doesn't stop, as you said, Mr. Mamabolo. It's something that impinges our lives, and it's constantly happening. But where do we see India and BRICS and BRICS countries, BRICS partner countries leading digital transformation, especially inclusive socio-economic impact development? I'll start with you, Excellency. You and then the ambassador.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that important question. I think India is a leader. We should not acknowledge that India is a leader in the digital space. I mean, the digital stack that you are sharing globally, I mean, it shows that you are a leader. So I think with your leadership, BRICS is positioned to advance digital transformation in a very big way, in a way that could pose a challenge to their competitors outside BRICS. That's what I believe could be okay.
Thank you. Ambassador?
Well, without doubt, India is, as my colleague expressed before me, is a reference to the Global South. You have developed a very strong, the Indian stack is a reference to all of us. Cuba and India are approaching positions. In the last 2 years, we have signed a MOU between the Ministry of Electronics and Technology and the Ministry of Communication of Cuba. We also are going to sign a new memorandum with the Ministry of Communication. It is a legal framework that expresses the political will to strengthen the mutual collaboration between our two countries. Recently, last month of February, the Minister of Communication of Cuba visited India. He was attending the AA Impact Summit 2026, and we have a very good meeting. And also we launched the India-Cuba ICT Council, and also it will be an opportunity to develop the business-to-business cooperation between our two countries. Also, we are working very hard with some specific companies and institutions here in India, for example, NEGD, because we are trying to build also a Cuban DigiLocker. This is something that it will be a very good achievement of this cooperation between the two countries. Also, last year, we developed the first high-tech course specifically for Cuba in responsible use of artificial intelligence, and we are going to continue working in this direction. I see the India offers the cooperation with the Global South. It has been very clear, stated by the Prime Minister Modi ji, that this is also in favor of all the nations, especially the Global South, to have access to this new technology that India has developed, and this is something that we will continue working together. Thank you.
Thank you, Excellency. India, as we all, thank you first of all for your comments. We are sitting here at a transformational summit. It is the Global Technology Summit. We acknowledge the role of India and other leader countries in BRICS and those who believe in the Global South. We have amongst us our chief guest and keynote speaker, and my question to you, sir, is going to be, India's a leader in G20. We made sure the African Union became a part of the G20. India is an acknowledged leader in digital transformation in BRICS and many other multilateral fora, G7 and others. What is India's agenda to foster and further, creating shared prosperity, particularly in the Global South? If you could hand over a mic, or let me.
Thank you for the question. India is playing an important part in various groupings, including the G20. Fundamentally, we are seeking to expand our footprint, expand our connections in trade, both in goods as well as services. This is more in line with our domestic priorities, where we are committed to become a developed country by 2047, and all the parts of government policy, whether it is in trade, it is in technology, or in any other sphere, it leads to that. All of them are a subset of India's goal to become a developed country by 2047. So, if we talk about services trade within BRICS, if we talk about expanding intra-BRICS trade, or even India's increasingly being linked through various FTAs with different countries. We have today free trade agreements with 38 countries across the world. That is a clear signal that India is going to play a stronger part in the world as a trusted partner, as a cooperative partner, and is going to be part of the solution, and will work for prosperity for its farmers, will work for prosperity for its MSMEs, for women, and for people across the world. So we will become more prosperous and we will help the world and countries across the world to become more prosperous. Thank you.
Thank you. Well said. I think we see a new era in which focused multilateralism and of course bilateralism in trade, in cooperation, collaboration, and as you said, Mr. Mamabolo, co-creation is taking place, whether it's BRICS or G20 or G7 or other, like, the bilateral agreements that India is doing or other countries are doing. Of course, we don't have time. We would have discussed that in the changing circumstances in the last year plus, where we have seen trade relationships change, geopolitical relationships change, conflicts happen that have driven people to understand or differently understand how they must cooperate and collaborate and co-create. I think there's pressure on these forums to work more seriously with each other to drive shared prosperity. Very quickly, we are running out of time. I've been told we have a clock running in front of us. There's a minute left. If somebody has a very serious question, I know there are technology leaders sitting here from different parts of the world. There are countries represented. If somebody has a question to any of the panelists or to Mr. Yadav, could you please raise your hand? Anybody? Oh, okay.
Hi, this is Sambhu. I'm a maritime expert as well. My PhD in maritime economy, and side by side, I'm into innovation. I'm the head of the Startup World Cup for this reason as well. We encourage startups to be incorporated in every area. So I was just showing my curiosity. Now the world order is looking to be changed. It seems like the global world order is looking like it's going to be shifted to another region, or we can say it's already in a multipolar world. In this context, your BRICS business, what should be its core focus? Like if you are talking about a global economy where petrodollar is going to, it seems like it is going to be changed. In technology, from AI to SI is going to change, and so in some contexts, the demonetization is also happening around the world. So how would you set the coming 10-year or 20-year from your perspective? Thank you.
Thank you. We get your question. You want to take that question, Ambassador, very quickly and with short answers?
Yes, well, it is something that has been raised during the last summit in Brazil, because BRICS should continue approaching position in order to able to guide the common understanding the United Nations, as you mentioned it. Today we are facing huge challenge, as I said, the war in Iran is an example of this, and we should reinforce the role of the United Nations. It is something that BRICS could help in order to bring to the United Nations common position in order to strengthen the international law. We are talking about the responsible use of artificial intelligence or ICT and many others. We should substitute the unilateralism by multilateralism, as Mr. Gupta said in the beginning. And also Cuba is an example that we would like to reinforce the collaboration instead of the unilateral coercive measures that is taken by some countries against other one by political motivation. In this world, this cannot happen. We should raise the collaboration, the cooperation, the common understanding, and not the unilateralism. It is my answer from the.
Thank you. Mr. Mamabolo, any comments? That's okay? Sushi? Good to go? Well, thank you. BRICS, as Mr. Mohit Yadav said, and as Excellency said, and Mr. Mamabolo said, is a forum that looks forward to creating more synergies, cooperation, collaboration. So I'm going to just sum up the session and an answer to you by saying, its relevance probably, in my opinion, has grown in the context of what's happened or what continues to happen. Thank you all of you for attending this session. Please don't go away. We have a lovely session. We have some pioneers, path breakers, leaders in digital transformation from around the world who are here as part of the Indian diaspora, who want to extend their hand to work with people from India and from BRICS countries. So please do stay with us. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you.
Yes. Will you please request Mr. Mohit Yadav to join us on stage, please? Requesting Mr. V. Sagar to please present the token of appreciation to all the gentlemen on the stage. Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Mohit Yadav amongst us today, our chief guest. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
अब एक ही जगह और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकोनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेनेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स के हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेनेट ऐप और बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग हो या प्रोफेशनल कोचिंग, सब कुछ अब एक ही जगह। और हाँ, अपने फेवरेट शॉट्स की हाइलाइट्स डाउनलोड करना भी बिल्कुल इजी। अब क्रिकेट सिर्फ खेलो मत, इसे लाइव भी करो। डाउनलोड क्रिकेट ऐप, बन जाओ अपने गेम के स्टार। गली क्रिकेट हो या लोकल टूर्नामेंट, अब हर मैच बनेगा लाइव। वेलकम टू क्रिकेट ऐप, जहां आप देख सकते हैं अपनी लोकल मैचेस की लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग। ग्राउंड बुकिंग